Hey, what's up? What's up? A gracious good morning to you, good people. It's your girl KB. You know what I do, and you know why I do it. It is Thursday morning, Friday light, y'all. It is the 26th of February, and it's 2:58 in the a.m. Um, just gonna kick it 100 today. I've gotten caught in the algorithm. Has anybody noticed that their TikTok algorithm has changed since I want to call it a hostile takeover? Um, I got caught in the algorithm yesterday for the LGBTQI community, and I've shared I am a part of that community, out loud and proud. Been out since my 20s. Um, for those of you who know my age, I share it consistently. That's a goodly number of years. I've been out for 40 something odd years. Or, let's see, let me be exact. It'll be exactly 40 years this year. So there you have it. But I'm in this algorithm, and some very interesting stuff popping up about folks who want to participate in cuffing season. For those of you who don't know what that means, I'm going to tell you to hit that Urban Dictionary and check out what cuffing season means. See, I want to step up your vocab. And there's a lot of stuff about how hurt people hurt people. I know that's a cliche because it doesn't really capture the extent of the hurt. Then we have the population who likes to, I want to say, travel in and out of the population and break hearts, twist thinking, gaslight, manipulate. All that being said, I'm going to share a story. It's a true life story. Yeah, I've shared that I am on my healing journey because I encountered something in somebody that I thought at this age and all the things that I've been through, I could manage. Now, I just want to say, baby girl was my kryptonite to the point where I think I've made my fortress of solitude my permanent residence. Those are Superman references at all. Yeah, I'm that nerdy. Anywho, I told this particular individual, they had a grueling day. I found that out as I was texting at the end of the day. I said, hey, how about I treat you to a nice dinner? I'll either come by and cook for you, or I'll take you out. And they said something to the effect that they'd rather go out. I was like, okay, cool. So I said, I'll meet you at your house when you get off work. Go to the house. This particular individual pulls up. Now, I've never seen them in their work clothes. And they had a gray, I remember this vividly, they had on a gray pencil skirt and some gray pumps with like an antique heel and some cute little bowls. And as they got out of the car to get their briefcase, they leaned over to the passenger side, and just the whole sight of this individual in their work attire, looking chef's kiss. I said, just so they could hear. You would have thought I said something way out of line, extremely provocative, like catcalling for the whole world to hear. There was a quick spin on the heels, icy cold stare. The comment was, I got nosy neighbors and they could hear. And then it was quick attitude. I was like, damn, maybe this is not a good idea. You really had a horrific day. And the conversation went awry from that point on. And I'm thinking, I give a damn what your neighbors think. And why are your neighbors in your personal life to begin with? And why does that carry more weight? So, I looked at things from a different perspective from that day on. I should have just, hey, we're cool. But I didn't. Because the individual, I want to say, was a great actress. Or I guess we do gender neutral now, a great actor. Because I lived by gaslighting for a goodly number of days, weeks, months after that. And when the math don't math, and your brain is telling you something, but your heart is telling you something else, that lived out battle is a mother. It's funny because it's, now that I think about it, I imagine the heart and the brain fighting, and they only have one baseball bat between them, and they keep exchanging the bat with one another to just beat you into oblivion. Pay attention to the signs and signals. I wish I could give everybody the strength and the insight, but I'm one of those people where you have to make it make sense. And I'm going to keep asking you the same questions over and over until that shield comes down and the truth is revealed. I'm not going to live a lie because you're comfortable with it. And I think that's what drives people crazy about me. One of the things that was popping up in the algorithm was somebody identifying their toxic traits. And I don't know if, what I identify as a toxic trait is truly a toxic trait when you're asking for honesty and loyalty. How is that toxic? Maybe it's toxic because you're nagging the other person to provide it. Although you may know it. Okay, I guess that could be considered toxic. But at the same time, I shouldn't have to be thinking for you. You should be up front. I once mentioned there was a gentleman from the church that I belonged to back in the day would always say, "What's it weigh?" Where are those scales balanced in your life? If you know the truth and it's not forthcoming, walk away in the truth.